Welcome to the deep dive. And just a quick note, this deep dive is brought to you today by Access Softtech, the premier provider of digital banking solutions.
Great to be diving in. Today, we're actually looking at something we put together ourselves. It's all about credit unions and, well, the future of crypto.
Yeah, and starting this off, we kind of acknowledge that making predictions, especially about the future, it's notoriously tricky, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's like that old saying, the one attributed to both Niels Bohr and Yogi Berra, predicting is hard, especially about the future. Feels a bit like that sometimes.
It really does, trying to nail down fog.
Yeah.
But in putting our thoughts together, one prediction really felt, well, pretty solid.
Which one was that?
That the whole environment for crypto activity seems set to become, let's say, significantly more favorable under the incoming administration and Congress, definitely compared to what we've seen recently.
Right. That was sort of the central thread in our analysis, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I guess our mission here today is to unpack the main points from that thinking.
Exactly. Why did we land on that prediction? And maybe more importantly, what could it actually mean for you, the listener?
Okay, so where did we start? I think we looked at the current regulatory picture first, didn't we? Particularly the SEC's position.
Yeah, we did. Our work really highlighted their pretty consistent view that most crypto assets, besides Bitcoin, are essentially unregistered securities.
And that wasn't just talk. As we laid out, the SEC backed that up with, well, quite a few enforcement actions, lawsuits,
Right.
which you can't deny created a kind of chilling effect. An attempt, really, to slow down, maybe even stop, parts of the industry's growth.
That's the backdrop, the pressure. And this is where our findings got really interesting. We noted that back in 2024, the crypto industry basically became the single largest corporate campaign donor.
A massive amount of money.
Huge. And the clear implication we drew from that in our material was, well, that this spending was likely aimed at smoothing the path for a friendlier regulatory environment down the line.
Now, we were careful not to predict anything too wild, right? Like, we weren't saying past legal issues just disappear or meme coins become, I don't know, legal tender.
Definitely not. Highly unlikely on that last one. But what we did point out is how the market seems to be acting. Like this shift is already happening.
You mean Bitcoin's price?
Exactly. We looked at Bitcoin's big jump, climbing over, what was it, 125% year to date. And a lot of that acceleration seemed to kick in right after the election.
Hmm. So, if you connect those dots, which is what we tried to do in our writing,
Mm-hmm.
the political spending suggesting a push for change,
Mm.
the market acting like it anticipates that change.
And just the general buzz, the anticipation. Based on all that, our analysis suggested that increased crypto activity isn't just likely in the next few years. It feels, well, almost certain.
Yeah, close to a certainty, I think was the phrase we used.
Yeah.
And that really tees up the core dilemma we identified, especially for credit unions. It's a tough spot.
A stark choice, really. Our material basically framed it like this. Option one, a credit union stays on the sidelines.
But the risk there is members who do want crypto services just go somewhere else. Take their business elsewhere to get it done.
Right. Option two is jump in.
Yeah.
Make that strategic call to participate. Integrate crypto services directly.
Keep it all under one roof. Offer members that seamless experience within their existing financial relationship. And we did note in our piece that there are solutions out there designed to help credit unions do just that.
Like the kinds of things Access Softtech provides, which we mentioned earlier.
Exactly. It's about seeing this potential future coming and deciding, okay, how do we position ourselves? Which led us to that final thought in our analysis. Pretty direct.
Yeah, what was it again? Buckle up, credit unions. Here comes the future.
That's the one. Short and to the point.
So pulling it all together, what we're seeing, based on our analysis, is this convergence. The political climate seems to be shifting, the market's signaling something, and there's this strong anticipation of more crypto activity.
It makes the question less about if this ramp-up happens and more about when, and crucially, how the financial institutions you rely on are going to respond.
Which brings it back to the listener, really. If this future we outlined, this increase in crypto integration, is coming down the track.
Yeah, maybe the question to ponder for yourself is, what could this shift mean for your own financial decisions?
Yeah.
How might you need to think differently about interacting with your bank or credit union? Something to mull over.